Okay, Sunday. Flake Paint and Design. What's up, boy? How you doing? In the house tonight. Cycle Source Magazine getting ready to go with another episode of Shop Talk Sunday. In the house. Can't wait to get to this one. Lots of good stuff happening, man. The temperatures are coming down, but the list of stuff we have to do in the garage is going up. Give you some shout outs here. Mark Hendricks in the house with us. Robin Higginbottom. Sean LeBeau. Rapid City. Janine Jessup in the house. Annie's here. What's up, Annie? Good to see you here. Good to see everybody, man. Yeah, the temperature. Listen, I don't have to tell Sean. South Dakota, right across from us in Rapid City, here in Mitchell, the temperature, it's just jumped off the roof. It's ridiculous. Tomcat, I have news for you. We need to talk. Call me tomorrow morning, buddy. Good to see you here. Woody Sage in the house. You know it's garage time. Randy Floyd in here with us. Catherine Martin, Indianapolis checking in. Hey, wherever you guys are watching from, make sure you put up a little tag where you're watching. We can give you a shout out. It's always great to see where everybody's watching Shop Talk. Shop Talk going live every Sunday, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. And it's 90 to 120 minutes of all the two-wheel bullshit we can fit. Getting ready to go live with another one here in just about 3 minutes. Stick around. Get ready for Shop Talk. Steve Broyles checking in from Detroit, the Big D. J.D. Daniels, Salisbury, North Carolina, our second home away from home. Wish everyone a safe and happy Thanksgiving from Robin Higginbottom. Yeah, man, Thanksgiving. Can you believe it's already time for the bird? Everybody's getting ready to get down on the bird. I can't even handle it. The year is just trucking by. Here's what I want to know, though. What is everybody building this year? What are you working on? What are you getting ready to do? What do you want to do? What's your projects? Daniel Reichert. Back in the 70s, all my brothers and friends kept their bikes in our garage because nobody else had one. I had a master key for everyone there, and I would sneak out every now and then and go for a ride around at 13 years old. That's great. Mark and I were just talking about this tonight, that how great it is to have a garage with a heater in it, you know, because for a long time, Flatbroke had the wood burning stove. I miss that wood burning stove though, terribly. But you would go in every morning, stoke the fire, go home, sit down for a little while, have coffee, come back, stoke the fire again. Usually by the third or fourth time, the heat was 8 or 9 feet out into the room and you could actually do some work. But hey, that's the good times. That's the good times right there, man. Don't forget it. All right, just 2.5 minutes. We're going live with this one. I was a little late on the... Whoa, Flake Paint and Design. I got a Mondo Digger next. That's bitchin'. Wait, is it a CB 750? Or is it American? Because those guys back in the day, they did a lot of that stuff with CB 750s.
Right on. So real quick, our YouTube people, I have to apologize again. For some reason, you're getting our feed, but we're not getting yours, but I am monitoring you. We got a ton of shout-outs to give. We got Rick Marriott in the house, Evil Rick, XAN Biker, Karen McGarry, Big Matt in North Carolina. Let's see, Bill Stevens, what's up? Behind Rudy's Fairing, Salty Badger. Marvin the Martian is here, dude. So good.
Did he
Johnny
bring
Ringo.
Did he bring his Illudium P38 space modulator?
Hoghead Bill. Everybody's here. I'm so sorry. Bagger Bader, Josh Collins. Jeez, they're all in here tonight. I can't keep up with you. This is amazing. Amazing.
So Sean LeBeau said, I hear that, Chris, working on a 1981 Wide Glide. Awesome. That was the first Harley I ever had, was an 81 shovel, man.
Bagger Bader's Dirty Tail is back in the paint booth, getting some more bling. Marvin the Martian's 300 miles north of Area 51.
So Flake Paint and Design updating us on that Mondo Digger. It's an Evo, doing a shovel swap on it.
Nice. Okay, don't feel bad about our weather. Hoghead Bill, Alberta, Canada, -5 and snowing.
Oh, F that all
nope.
day.
Hard pass.
F that. Robin Higginbottom, Tahoe for Thanksgiving, and looking at both Scotland trip in May, followed by 85th Sturgis Rally. Right on.
Kieran's in the pork roll capital of the world.
Oh, pork roll.
Oh.
Speaking of pork roll, Christmas is coming, Kieran. All right. Well, we're about a minute out.
Is that
like I
close
said,
enough?
I was a little late with the clock, so let's get this one out of the station and up on the tracks and go live with this week's episode of Shop Talk. Here we go. Okay, scooter tramps and chopper jockeys all across the land. It is just after 9 p.m. on the East Coast, just after 8 here in Mitchell, South Dakota, where we sit high atop Television Hill in the Clockworks campus through the courtesy of the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. I'm Chris with Cycle Source Magazine. I'm going to be your host for the next 90 to 120 minutes of two-wheel bullshit with my crew here on Shop Talk.
Hey, what's shaking, everybody?
Well, aren't you happy?
Well,
I'm trying to
we got time
offset.
for that shit.
No kidding.
Oh.
So, got our poop in a group, and still YouTube blew it out of the water for us.
Yeah, but
Sons of
I'm not
bitches.
sure what's going on. Everything else is working except that one thing, so...
Oh, well. Thus is the deal with live television. And here we are. Hey, you know, if this is your first time checking in, we go live with this show every week. Make sure your friends and neighbors know. Share us. Heather actually has a link she can put up in the comments right now so that if you want to share this program as it's going out live, you can share this very program. But every week we go live with this 40-some weeks out of the year. We don't miss too
lot.
many. You know, and
It's a lot.
It's the ride along to Cycle Source Magazine, and yes, Mark, we still do a magazine.
I know,
Stop.
isn't that
Nobody likes to
amazing?
show.
We still do it. Actually, just put one out. Rob Miller, good evening from Western Pennsylvania, right down the road from you, Mark.
Hey, look at that. So Bob knows.
Bagger, that's not very nice. Oh, that's right. We had Shelton on last week.
Right.
Never mind. I take it back. You're fine.
Mark, when we brought Shelton up last week, we didn't tell anybody,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my God, this is what Mark looks like when he shaves his beard.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
so-
I don't know what I look like. I haven't had a beard the majority of my life. I don't know
Right.
what I look like on that one.
Oh, you'd probably, I don't know. It probably wouldn't go well for you.
So
No.
You'd probably want to punch yourself
Shit.
in the face.
Shit isn't good under there, I bet.
at this point, I'm firmly trying to adjust to Mitchell, South Dakota, and the difference in the weather here. Noah from Maui. Now, see,
Wow.
that's not fair because I'm getting ready to talk about how cold it is here, and I know it's not cold in Maui.
Oh.
So
You just tuned in to show off. That's all.
right, right. So in Mitchell, South Dakota, we're still holding on to the 30s partially. When the wind blows, it gets down into the double digits. But next week, check it out. It's gonna be 2 degrees here.
In the morning.
Listen, it doesn't matter if it's only
You're
in the
going to be
morning.
sleeping
It's 2
when
degrees,
it's
dude.
You're going to be sleeping when it's 2 degrees. It doesn't count.
Open a window.
No, absolutely not. No,
Oh, Ermagerd, no.
it's not happening. I'm not coming outside. I told everybody here at Clockworks, I was like, look, whenever it gets that cold, you will not see me until spring. I'm just done. I'll make the trip back and forth to my little garage with my little heater in it. That's it.
Hi, Janine. I missed you.
So, Mark, projects. I heard Rubberneck was over at your house today.
He was. Projects are trying to keep all my teeth in my mouth. That's my project for the winter. I'm running with that.
That's
I'm
not funny.
I'm a few digits short right now, but
That's not
it's been a
funny.
rough week.
Yeah, we kept an eye on the weather, and we, unlike our usual tradition, we got all of our holiday Christmas outdoor decorations done because we were like, yeah, we're not going outside next week.
Nope.
So,
No, I told Heather, like, listen, I love putting holiday decorations up for her because she loves it so much. But I said, if you don't have it outside today, if we don't finish
It's
it today,
not going outside.
it's not going outside. You just
Were you
forget
outside
it.
kicking the Santa Claus and the reindeer?
yeah, so everything's out there. We won't turn it on until after Thanksgiving.
Oh, Jesus. Right on. So great show lined up for you tonight. We have Lincoln coming in from Full Throttle Carolinas. Can't even tell you how good this cat has been to us, taking care of us with everything with smoke out. He got tons of shit going on, but he's bragging about how warm it is there, and it makes me want to hate him a little bit.
You can't. You gotta love Lincoln.
I do. We also have, and I'm going to tell you guys this so you can hurry up and share this everywhere. Get your wallets ready. It's
Oh,
bicycle time.
Yep, it's bicycle time.
You know that's the deal. This is our mission this time of year. We join in on the bicycle drive with Dream Rides, and John is coming on here real quick. We're going to talk about.
Think we can beat
kicking off.
last year?
I don't know. That was pretty good.
That was amazing. That was amazing last year.
That was pretty good. So if this is your first time watching Shop Talk, we do everything that we do in the magazine. You know, feature bikes, tech. We go to different events here and there. We bring people on. We have a guest or two. We have some laughs. We start the whole thing off with a segment called What?
Da news.
There you go. The Shop Talk World Report is brought to you by Law Tigers. Get the compensation you deserve and get back on the road with Law Tigers. First up in the news tonight, and this comes in from Dealer News Top 50, Kids Learn to Ride. Malcolm Smith Motorsports hosted its annual Kids Learn to Ride event in early November at Glen Helen Raceway. A full starting grid of 109 children ages 3 to 10 discovered the joy of dirt bike racing in a safe, fun-filled environment where USMCA certified professional coaches guided first-time riders through step-by-step lessons.
How cool is that?
The free program focused on safety, skill building, and confidence, leaving young participants grinning just like Malcolm as they embarked on their first
I think
rides.
that's the coolest thing, getting kids on motorcycles
Right.
that early. Those programs need to be everywhere.
And we talk about it all the time, you know, with the all kids bike, like how cool that is. But really, finally seeing a kid, you know, experience a motorized vehicle, a two-wheeled vehicle, it's a whole other place, man. Actually, when was it that we saw the video of John's son on his first motorcycle ride? That was
like last. I think that was last
yeah,
year.
that didn't seem that long ago.
I think it was at least last year, if not the year before. That's
See,
crazy.
We're getting old.
But I love that they
Forget
can get
shit.
them. They're getting them on there as young as 3. I remember. Do you remember Rebecca Cunningham? She did that
Yeah,
with her
yep.
twin grandchildren. I
The
think
s-
when they were 4.
The Soggy Bottom Gang.
The Soggy Bottom Gang. That's right.
I mean, when we were growing up, we just put our friends on and hoped they wrecked into a tree.
All right, next in, this comes from our own Cycle Source Magazine news blog. S&S Cycle announces military discounts. 4 generations of service. How S&S Cycle honors its military roots with American-made performance. S&S Cycle has always had... Look, I'm screwing the news up, Heather.
Dude, did you
Real
forget
nice.
how to read?
No, but it's, you know, I just said I'm getting older. Cycle Source Magazine
His eyes are cold.
has always had a deep respect for companies that not only make killer products but also represent the true grit and backbone of America. S&S Cycle is one of those rare gems rooted in the heartland and steeped in values that scream made in the USA. From their founder, George J. Smith, World War II Army veteran, to generations of Smiths who followed in the footsteps both in military service and in building top-notch performance parts. This is a company with red, white, and blue running through its veins. Their dedication to country, community, and motorcycles is second to none, and we're damn proud to shine a spotlight on them for it.
That's awesome. I love
See,
working.
I can still read.
You did
I
good.
can read.
You
I
did
can
good.
read.
You
I
did
can
good.
learn. Poppy, don't spoil the surprise. We're
settle-
getting to it.
Settle down,
We're getting
Nancy.
to it.
Come
It's
on,
coming.
don't push us. Jeepers.
Poppy's doing the news from Detroit tonight.
I know, right? Wait a minute, evil Rick. His cousin rode his bike into the back of the house. I don't think you're actually supposed to hit the house.
First time I rode a
just saying.
snowmobile, I did that.
Also from our Cycle Source News blog, Indian Motorcycle launches its 2025 lineup, and boy, all new 3-model Scout 60 lineup offers accessibility, $9,999 starting price point. Features iconic American design and legendary balance of power and control. The other thing that it does is it puts a big middle finger up to everybody who used to be a Sportster fan, because I'm
Right?
telling you right now, at $9,000,
That is getting way more close to an entry level price point.
Right.
You know, it's still not, obviously, you're never going to have I don't think anyway, an American made bike come in at the 6,000 that Royal Enfield can, but 10,000 is way better to come in at that 14, 15, and 16 than the Sportster S.
that is not a bad motorcycle right there.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
All right, next up, and this is from MSN, New York factory. Here you go,
boy.
Poppy. New York factory that makes Dunlop tires shuttered. 1,500 workers fired as Japanese owner moves manufacturing overseas. Now, listen, if you, like me, you know, I'm a diehard patriot. I immediately want to jump up in arms about this. But really, this story started to go south about
9 years ago.
9 years ago. In 2015, it was when Goodyear sold Dunlop to how do you say the name of the company?
Motosumi, I believe, Motosumo. Yeah, so they sold back in 2015 to Motosumo. So for 9 years.
Okay, listen, it's Sumitomo.
I don't
You
know.
Dude, you weren't
I
even
can't
close.
even read it. I'm not even looking at it. I was doing it by memory. Sorry.
You need to turn the heat up in that studio.
No, I was trying to do it by memory. I didn't have the news article open. But yeah, so they
Somebody
sold in
say
October
sushi?
2015. So for 9 years they've kept it here. But they just say basically the factory's not producing enough. And
Gary, you're killing me.
I know. That's what I'm laughing at.
Gary puts a comment up. I made it. Yellowstone ended.
So my biggest thing here, though, is even though it's been a Japanese-owned company for this long, and it still is, and they're just moving it to the production to Japan, isn't Dunlop what Harley uses on their
that's going to be
bike?
interesting. That's going to be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to know from
just-
Harley, like, are you gonna keep using those tires now? You know, and I mean, and really, how much difference did it made? Well, it's 1,500 jobs. That's
Right.
the first thing that
In
you can
one
say.
state, in
Yeah.
one community, 1,500 jobs.
Yeah, one
That's
community.
that's a
Right.
huge impact to that community. I can't imagine. And right before Christmas too.
Sucks.
That
Yeah,
sucks.
that's shitty. So we were talking about this in pre-show and at the beginning when we were launching it. This is the time of year. This is the time of year for you guys to get your wallets out and get ready. It is the official Dream Rides Bike Drive of 24, where you can, for the price of one bicycle for a kid, you can get a chance at winning a customized Road King. And we're going to take a minute and talk to John Jessup from Dream Rides and kick this thing off. John, you with us?
Yes, sir.
Right on. How you doing, buddy?
Man, I'm doing great. We're taking in a lot of bicycles here, and I'm sure shopping for a dirt bike to go ride with the rider.
Right on. How is what's the weather like in Tennessee?
It's starting to get cold. Low of about 30-ish, a high of about, 45 or 50. So, I've come to realize I think my ancestors were tropical.
Yeah, no kidding. So last year, John invited us to be part of this bicycle drive, and man, I can't tell you how much it meant to us just to be there to see all of this go on, but to know the impact that this has. When we talk about community direct, doing this kind of work right where it matters the most, but man, I just, again, want to give you the mad kudos, the guys from the local Air Force base that help you put all the bicycles together, everyone in your community that's making this happen. And this right here is the actual official bike this year that's going to be given away, right?
Yes, sir. So we actually have two bikes. That's the one we're giving away in Tennessee.
That's
And we
right.
also have another one we're giving away out in Stockton, California. As most people know, we came from California, my younger brother Tom and brother-in-law Jim run the shop out there, and we weren't going to pull that away from that community either. So God's blessed us to be able to be in a position where we can give these things away and really try and help some kids.
So, you started this, what, 5 or 6 years ago when you were still in Stockton, correct?
Yeah, this is our 5th year. This is the 8th Harley Davidson we will have given away.
Wow.
Because we've done it in both places the last 3 years. So this is our 3rd year doing it in Tennessee, and yeah, I'm counting years now. Yeah, I believe it's our 3rd year doing it here in Tennessee.
That's amazing.
And you know, a lot of us guys in the motorcycle community come from nothing, you know, and I know without my bicycle as a kid riding around, having that sanctuary to have that freedom, and I don't know where I'd be, and I certainly wouldn't be on motorcycles living my dream. So, you know, we've felt kind of a calling, I guess, to do this every year as long as we're financially able, and so far we're rocking and rolling.
I think it's amazing. Last year, I just remember, again, thank you for inviting us to be a part of it. But
You're always welcome.
The sheer number of bicycles that were donated was staggering. Just to fill up that entire gymnasium with bicycles.
So last year was kind of a special year. So, you know, with your help and all of your guests' help, you played a major role in making sure that a bunch of kids here in East Tennessee and out in California were able to have a bicycle for Christmas. But even better than that, so we did the drawing out here in Tennessee, and we pulled the ticket, and our friend Cameron Amstutz out of Nashville, he owns the Indian dealership out in Nashville. He won the bike. So wow, I call Cameron up. I say, "Hey Cameron, you want a Harley Davidson?" And he says, "I don't want a Harley Davidson. Auction it off." So we started an auction inside this restaurant where we're going to give a bike away, and I figure we're going to get a couple grand, because who comes to a restaurant prepared to buy a Harley?
Right.
And we raised $8,600. We had a really generous couple show up. They bought the bike for $8,600. And then we sponsored local elementary school with All Kids Bike.
That's amazing.
So, man, last year was just on point.
That was incredible. And if I remember correctly, the woman that bought it did not know how to ride. But when she bought that motorcycle, she committed to taking the class and learning how to ride. And that was going to be her bike.
Yes, ma'am. That's exactly what happened. It's been in the shop a few times, you know, getting some bolt-on accessories. We're kind of customizing it for her liking. And yeah, she's out there happy riding the thing.
That's amazing. So not only did you get kids on bicycles, you got an adult on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Life is good.
It was incredible. So we're going to do the same thing this year that we did last year. I'm going to drop a link. Anybody who buys a bicycle through our website will get a 1-year subscription to Cycle Source magazine. We'll handle the ordering of the bikes and making sure that Dream Rides gets them. You will still be entered to win that Road King. I will provide them with all that information. I think last year, thanks to all of you Cycle Source subscribers, fans, whatever, we donated 100 bicycles and 200 helmets. I would love to be able to do that again this year. It was so incredible. I will tell you, one of the biggest needs that we saw last year was bigger bikes.
Yeah.
And those are obviously more expensive than the little toddler bikes. So this year it's $125. So I can buy more of the teenage size bikes.
Taller motors or taller bicycles.
Didn't we start this a little bit late last year too?
You know, I think
now we're getting a bit of an earlier start, right?
I think so. I think we started it around the same time or maybe a little bit later.
Yeah. But here's the challenge.
We're pulling the ticket on less than 2 weeks for for this motorcycle. So we're pulling the ticket in Tennessee on December 7th. But then if you happen to miss that, all the way way till December 21st out in California. So
Oh, right on.
if we can't get the donation in time for Tennessee, we'll certainly make sure you're entered in our California drawing.
Well, here's the challenge, and we're going to hammer this. You guys will see this over the next 2 weeks all over our social media, but the link is up. You can go to the website on our page right now. You can put your donation in. We're going to give you a free subscription to Cycle Source Magazine just for doing it through us, and we're going to make sure that these bicycles are shipped down to Tennessee to Dream Ride so that they can make all this happen. Get there now. Pass this along. Pass the link along. When you see it come up on our social media, make sure you're sharing it. Make sure you're helping out with this. This is good work that they're doing.
Absolutely. John, do you remember how many bikes in total were collected last year?
In our total in both locations, we had almost 800 bicycles.
Wow.
That's incredible.
So-
And that does not include the All Kids Bike program, does it?
No, that does not include the All Kids Bike program.
So 800
So
bicycles, an entire school sponsored.
That's pretty bitchin'.
Yeah, life is good. It gives me goosebumps. There's a video I share of a little girl who, a lot of times these kids come from some backgrounds that are a little checkered. You know what I mean? And if you've ever been in that situation, as a kid, you have to grow up really quick. You mature way faster than you should. And to see these kids, most of them sometimes the parents are a wreck. We don't care. We're not judging. But the kids come in and they're so thankful. They make a point to come up to you and really make sure you're appreciated. And to see that level of maturity out of little kids is pretty amazing. I think you guys can speak on that from last year, huh?
It was, dude, it was.
Oh, that little girl was awesome.
Yeah. This one right here, she was one of our favorite ones in the room. Like, she was just overjoyed to be there and doing that.
There's a picture of another little girl, and I'm probably going to cry just saying this. When Chris asked her if he could take her picture, of course she said yes, and then she kind of tugged on his shirt. This one, yeah. She kind of tugged on his shirt, and she said, "Bless you."
Yeah.
Like, how do you answer that? Like, how do you even, I couldn't even talk. Like, I cried so much that day, but it was completely tears of joy, and it was probably one of the most humbling experiences. It was incredible.
It was.
Yeah, the little girl that thanks everybody that you guys do the video on is super awesome.
Yeah.
So I will say this year, I have refused to take delivery of any bicycles or helmets at our place. I'm going to have them shipped directly to Dream Rides.
Yeah, that was my bad last year. That was me. I'm definitely.
Oh.
I was like, no, we got to bring them all down.
So for the listeners here, we got to paint a picture. There was a Sprinter van that came down to Tennessee, and you could not fit a saltine cracker in that thing. It was so full of bicycles and boxes from stem to stern. I don't know how they Chris and Heather even got in the van.
Oh yeah, the trailer was just as full. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah. It was nuts, man. But you know what? That was the best part. Was like when we went. They brought us over to the Air Force Base, and just table after table of these, boxes of bicycles that had to have their final assembly, right? And watching this whole crew of guys there, because they volunteered their time to put these all together, and it was just like real life Santa's workshop. It was so badass.
Awesome.
Yep.
I don't know. It was incredible, and I think a lot of the parents and grandparents, because there were several kids there that are being raised by their grandparents, they were so overcome with emotion, because you knew that if it wasn't for that, them being able to get those bicycles, those kids probably would not have had a Christmas.
Yeah.
You're a good man. You're a good man, John Jessup.
We're going to start having to refer to him as Santa John.
First of all, let me be the first to say, I've got one of the best crews in the business. All my crew donates their time to build these bikes. All of the vendors in our motorcycle community who donate parts for these bikes. If we need anything, I pick up the phone call, or I pick up the phone, make a call. Companies like Legends, Clockworks, Custom Dynamics, Electric Lighting, Legends Suspension. We can go on and on, of any company in the V-twin space, that they're all lining up to support this. And it truly is the motorcycle community that really pitches in. I get to come out here and speak on it, but I definitely couldn't do it alone.
Right on, dude. Right on.
So exciting.
Well,
and I do want to be clear, if it is small bikes that we get, because I will try to mix it up, it will be 2 bikes for one of those donations. But again, I am going to try and get as many bigger bicycles this year as I can.
Yep.
I know that was a big need last year. So I'm so excited about this. This is one of my favorite things. I love being a part of this. I love that you do this.
Yeah, buddy.
It's so humbling, and I hope some other people pick up on it and start doing the same thing.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. So we're going to hit you guys all week long, next 2 weeks on social media. Get ready for that. If you are in the area and you can lend anything, lend some time, go help put these bikes together, whatever you can do, help out with this effort, because, like John was talking about here, not even just the fact that they're getting all these bikes donated. There was enough that came out of all of this, that there were helmets and there was riding gear. And then even at the end, there was enough left over that they sponsored a whole school's class of the all kids.
I have to tell you, the helmets came about because I literally could not find any more bicycles to buy. It was just that many. I could not find any more bicycles to buy. So I'm like, okay, helmets it is. Here we go.
Oh, look, Steve Broyles, let's start with 250. Where's the link? We put the link up just now, but let's put it up again for Poppy. So Steve Broyles is starting off with 250. There you go.
Thank you, Steve.
Absolutely.
Incredible.
And we're challenging all of our listeners, again, all of our viewers.
Yep.
Get on this thing, man. Let's see how much we can do to impact this year.
Yeah. Remember, it can not only getting a kid on 2 wheels can change their life, but showing a child the kindness of others and the kindness of strangers can completely change their course.
Okay, wait a minute. I have to take a pause on this just to laugh at Jack.
Oh boy.
Jack shit is watching tonight, and he just entered a comment. He said, "Holy crap, just saw Mark pop up on my screen and thought my camera was on. Man, am I getting old."
Yeah, we are getting old, Jack. I'm shocked you remembered my name, now that we're getting that old.
Right. Oh my goodness. It hasn't been that long since you guys have seen each other.
Yeah, I know, but it only takes a minute.
All right, John. So what else is going on with Dream Rides this year?
Here we are, surviving the pre-election economic turndown that I think everybody's experiencing, and but things are starting to recover here, and we're just trying to get through winter. I got a couple projects I'm working on for next year. Super excited about a chopper I'm building.
Yeah,
we just got a new lathe and mill for the shop, so that's pretty exciting. So we get to see what kind of things we can destroy. Yeah, life is good.
We gonna see you at Donnie Smith?
Yeah, I will be at Donnie Smith 100%.
Right on.
Yes, sir. And I think, I'm pretty sure I heard about some cool bike show in the beginning of February in North Carolina. So,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're going to be there.
Right on.
Nice. That's awesome. Very nice.
So,
Yeah, buddy. Well, listen, thanks for coming on with us tonight, and hopefully we can do some good for you here in the next 2 weeks. We're gonna put the pedal to it and see what's up.
well, thank you guys very much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, John.
Give your lady a big squeeze for me.
On my way.
Right on. All right, so John Jessup, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you get out, check that link out, hit the link, do the donation, help us get bikes raised for this effort that they put on at Dream Rides of Tennessee and in Stockton, California. I don't mean to keep leaving that one out. It's good work that they're doing. We're going to take a break real quick. You're watching Shop Talk through the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio Network. We're going to look at a feature bike right now. Actually, OG feature bike. I'm going to let that be a surprise. When we come back on the other side, we're bringing Lincoln in from Carolina Full Throttle. Stick around.
Out of Focus is brought to you by Garage Build. Submit your build, share your passion. Powered by Dennis Kirk.
My name's Ed Kerr. I'm originally from Carlisle, Pennsylvania. I now live in New Cumberland, Pennsylvania. This bike I had to buy because I have a pretty severe balance problem, and I no longer could ride two-wheelers. When you do custom bikes all your life, the stock shit just don't work. So Tom got me the front fairing and put that on, and I had a guy do the license plate, remove the tail lights, and custom painted it. But it's a good bike. I'm still in the wind. If I wasn't if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be able to ride. Basically, this bike was like the old Chevy cars back in the day, that the car dealerships used to have these, and they'd use them to run around and get parts and things like that. So that's how this came about. The trunk, that's all. Everything on it is pretty much stock, other than the fairing. The fenders are stock, the trunk stock, but we put the license plate in the back of the trunk down below and cut in some LED lights. The floorboards, they're Eddie Trotta's big time guy on a Triumph that had all kind of stuff done, and I guess he was winning all the shows until I came along, and then I beat the guy. And I thought, my chest was so far out, I'm like, shoot, look at me go. And then I went from there. I built several Ironhead Sportsters, got a lot of recognition on, in magazines on the cover and the center spread, and then that kind of faded a little bit. So I got into baggers and did a couple baggers and was successful with that. And now here the diggers are on their way back.
Clockworks, where innovation meets style. Clockworks specializes in high-quality windshields, fenders, phone mounts, and other parts designed to enhance your ride. With a